Welcome back to the SEMA Show 2024. I'm joined here with my friend Alex over at the Holley booth. You guys have a gigantic booth this year. There's a ton of people. We had to get here extra early because it just gets super packed. Alex, before it gets too crowded, go ahead and show my viewers a little bit of what's new and what's going on with Holley.
Yeah, absolutely. So this year our booth layout is a little different than previous years. A lot of people come to the show and they think of Holley and they immediately think of EFI and carburetors, but we wanted to show off our 4 different verticals of the business. That consists of domestic muscle, where we are here, which is what you guys are here for.
Right.
We also have our Euro and import, safety and racing, and then truck and off-road. So we have many different product lines, many different brands that focus on different areas of the aftermarket. But I know you guys are here for domestic muscle, so we can run through some of the products we have on display, what's new, and talk about things you can expect from Holley this year. The first piece we have here is our 350 small block Chevy. The dead giveaway of something new is our high ram. So the high ram intake manifold was very popular with the LS, LT, Gen 3 Hemi platforms. So we decided to go ahead and bring it to the small block users as well. So the one you see on display is our front feed. So it is a 2-piece top plenum. And then we also offer the top feed, which is what you would typically see on the LS's. It has that bit of an arch that gives you a little bit more of a downward angle on the throttle body. So we offer both options, but this one's a little more friendly for hood clearance. It's a little lower, but this will allow anyone that has a standard carbureted 4150 small block Chevy, if you want to upgrade to EFI and you kind of like the port injection look, you want to go that direction rather than throttle body with the Sniper 2. So that's a good option for those folks there. You can actually see our dual sync distributor with a blank plug, and this one will actually run a coil near plug setup with our MSD smart coils. In this whole setup, you can utilize Terminator X to control all of it. And of course, just for the wow factor, we have up and forward turbo headers, and then you can see our mid-mount accessory drive on the front. So this accessory drive, it's a nice compact design to package all of your accessories, and all of them bolt to the water pump itself. Your alternator, AC compressor, power steering, it's all one unit. So I believe it's about 6 bolts to get that whole thing together. It's a GM Type 2 power steering pump. When I was at Detroit Speed, we would run those pumps on everything, so they're very friendly with RPM. So they'll live a long time. And of course, we do sell replacement parts for everything as you run through the life cycle of it. But it's a Sandin SD7 AC compressor, so nice reliable system, nice and compact. So we make these for LS, Gen 3 Hemi, big block Chevy, small block Chevy, and we actually have one on our small block Ford over there as well that's coming out as well. So
same basic setup over here as well?
Yep, same setup. We did switch. The AC compressor is on the opposite side of the small block Chevy. Same thing, GM Type 2 power steering pump. Same concept. Everything will bolt to your water pump there. But this will be a nice upgrade because a lot of the standard Ford, small block Ford power steering pumps, sometimes with age they get a little noisy. This is a great swap for that. And then another piece that we have on this engine here is our retro filter. So this is a filter adapter that allows you to run a GM drive-by-wire throttle body. So if you wanted to do port injection and an electronic throttle body, but you want to keep that old school look, this is the perfect way to do that.
This one's pretty trick, actually. What kind of throttle body's in there?
So that is an LS3 style throttle body. So that's something you could go to your local GM dealer or parts store or any retailer online and get an LS3 style drive-by-wire throttle body, and then adapt it with the Terminator X kit. We have harnesses for those drive-by-wire throttles. So nice easy swap that you can control with our EFI as well.
Alex, I'm noticing this really nice Fox body here. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Yeah, so this is our 89 Fox Mustang. It's a coupe. We purchased this car a handful of years ago. It was a bone stock original 5.0 5-speed car. It was purchased at Detroit Speed as a development vehicle for suspension. We initially started out by doing our mini tubs and our rear suspension kit along with subframe connectors, but now it has our new SLA style front suspension kit, and the team at Detroit Speed just went all out to showcase what they're capable of, And then it also has a full catalog of Holley brand products on it as well. So still powered by a small block Ford, but it is a port injected setup. This one runs on Terminator X. You have our MSD 6 EFI ignition system on there, Holley EFI dual sync distributor, and this one also has one of the first small block Ford accessory drive kits on it as well. So this was kind of the test bed for that. But along with the suspension, we have Rocket racing wheels. Those are the Flare model, and then big bear brakes. So it has 6-piston front and 6-piston rear. So plenty of horsepower, plenty of stopping power. And then moving to the interior, it has race-equipped seats, Simpson belts, Hurst shifter. So like I mentioned, this is the full catalog. And then the 12.3-inch Pro Dash is integrated perfectly into the factory dash bezel. And I think one of the cool things about this car that not a lot of people will notice, I mean, you can see it has a cage and a harness bar in the rear, but it's tucked so far up on the A-pillars and up into the roof line there. And that just goes to show the quality of the team at Detroit Speed and their fabrication talent, how they can really take a street car and have a lot of race inspiration into it. It was a fun project. It's definitely a fun car to drive. It's been to a few different Good Guys shows, won a couple of awards. Anytime we go out and race it on the autocross, typically it'll set some of the fastest lap times, especially when we have Kyle Tucker behind the wheel. Super fun car. Has Flowmaster exhaust, so it still has that classic Flowmaster, yeah, that 5.0 sound. But no, it's a great all-around car, a lot of fun, and you know, in this day and age, we're seeing a lot of Fox Mustangs, you know, IROC Camaros, G-bodies. So it's a great time for 80s and 90s cars to be out there, and we're seeing a lot of people refresh them, so we want to make sure that we've got them covered bumper to bumper. We could run over to our tabletop over here. The one thing I know we discussed yesterday that a lot of your audience will be a big fan of. So here we have our MSD Pro Billet bundle. This is a bundle of your coil, your ignition box, and your distributor. We make them for small block Chevy and big block Chevy. We're working on different applications in the future as well, but the cool part about this kit is the new Ultra 6AL. So we have a new series of 6A boxes. We have the 6AL, the Ultra 6AL, and the Ultra 6AL Plus. They all have different features, but they're more compact. It's a great replacement for your old MSD 6A box. And when you get into the Ultra Plus, it has features such as a 4-bar map sensor. You can do timing retard, step retard. We have timing tables through our app. You can adjust everything on your phone. It's great for someone that wants to run a blow-through setup. You have a little bit of boost, or just want to replace to a more modern system and control it on your phone. So we have 3 different part numbers for that. They come in black and red as well.
And then, so what makes it the bundle? What's included with this bundle?
Yeah, so the bundle, it just makes things a little easier. It's 1 part number. That'll give you the box, the coil, and the distributor. Like I mentioned, we have small block Chevy and big block right now. But of course, if you wanted, you can still just take these 3 separate part numbers if you have a small block Mopar, big block Mopar, and just take a Pro Billet and combine it with one of our coils or one of the boxes. But we just wanted to make things a little easier for the end user. So just 1 part number, add to cart, and you get everything you need from there. You know, a little more modern, we do have a low profile intake manifold for the Ford Godzilla. And we also have a high mount accessory drive for the Godzilla as well. And this uses the Godzillas come with a chain driven oil pump from the factory, and they have a much larger pan. So we have a complete swap solution that comes with the pan, the front drive, and the low profile intake manifold. So it uses a different style oil pump. And we've actually taken this complete kit and we've Godzilla swapped a Fox Mustang, and it fit under the stock hood with a factory K-member or an aftermarket K-member. So definitely a more compact solution for someone that wants to get, you know, a big displacement pushrod motor in any of their classic Ford vehicles. So just trying to make things easier. And then we also do have a Terminator X EFI kit for these as well. Sniper 2 on display here this year as well. This product came out last year. but we've continued to enhance the kits, have more offerings for them. Sniper 2 is a complete ecosystem as well. So you can purchase the throttle body, and then you can add your Hyperspark distributor. We have a transmission controller. We also have our PDM, and then this is actually new right here. This is our CAN hub. When you purchase a Sniper 2 kit, you have the option of a 3.5-inch handheld. We have a Bluetooth module as well, so you can use the Sniper app, or you can also have a 5-inch, a 6.86-inch, or a 12.3-inch dash. So we have options for whatever may suit your build, whatever you're looking for. So the CAN hub will allow you to run a Bluetooth module in conjunction with a Pro Dash. It uses M8 CAN, which is an upgrade from our previous CAN. So if you come over to this side, you can see a few of the different options. So you have your 5-inch, 12.3, the 6.86, and then the 3.5 is what would typically come with the kit. But now you have the option to run either one of these. And then of course the transmission controller as well. So if you have a small block Chevy and you wanted to run, if you have an electronically controlled transmission like a 4L60, 4L80, that will control it. But we also do make the trans controller for carbureted applications as well. So if you still wanted to have a carbureted small block Chevy but an electronically controlled transmission, you can integrate the Sniper trans controller there as well. And then like I mentioned, a full ecosystem. We have fuel system options as well. This is one of our retro, our muscle car EFI modules. So this is a direct replacement if you still have a carbureted fuel tank. It'll have your return and your feed, but it uses an electronic fuel pump with one of our hydromats. So it'll never starve for fuel. And then another option is the retrofit fuel pump module. We make them in billet and die cast. So what this will allow you to do is cut a hole in your factory tank, and then you will modify the hanger so you can have your pump always at the bottom of the tank, never have to worry about fuel starvation. So this is good adaptation, fuel pump or your carbureted fuel tank without having the need to swap to an EFI tank as well. So we have different options, but you can run an in-tank pump. We have external pumps as well that you can mount on your frame rail. So there's many different options depending on what your budget may be or just what your end goal is in general.
All right. Well, again, this was Alex. Alex, thank you so much for taking a little bit out of your time. Like we mentioned before, it's starting to already fill up. It's starting to get a little bit louder in here, so I'm going to let you go.
Awesome. Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Have a good one.
You too.